Hello, I'm Nathan Wogman. Today we're back on the HAWKS cast here with Haden Pampino and Haden Brink to talk about working out and all the benefits it brings. Do you think do you think this is something that Mr. Morris, I'm going to call him out, but not only him, but a lot of people think is powerlifting works everything? Like, if you want to be someone who can run fast or jump higher, you should power lift.
Yeah, I would say to an extent, but powerlifting is just power movements to get the explosive muscles built with muscles, but I don't know, there's different things.
You have to focus on certain things. Like if you're working on explosive, you got to work on that specifically, you gotta work plyometrics.
There's
certain things you have to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
he's with the school. The school's workouts aren't going to be adjusted just for you. There's no time for that. He's going to give you an all-around workout. I get that, but we're starting that club, and he's like, yeah, everyone will start this power lift. I'm like, what if there's kids that need calisthenics or anything? I'm a pole vaulter. I don't need to be benching 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't need to be squatting a crazy amount. I need my sprints, my vertical.
Yeah. There's different athletes that play different sports. Different types of
different workouts.
For everything. Yeah.
You also got to see just doing the movements itself also helps. So if you get the lift and you're actually practicing, it helps more too. So he could just see from that point of view.
Yeah, but that's also tunnel vision.
Well, with me for my vertical and jumping and stuff, all I did was quite literally exactly how I would do it in a game. Run and jump, try to dunk over and over again. That works on it. But also I was lifting Well,
personally, I can't just grab a pole, go run and pole vault.
Yeah, but once the season comes in, that's what you got to do.
Well, yeah, once that season comes in. But I'm trying to get off-season in weight room workouts. But he's squat 400 pounds, you'll jump.
I see what you mean by that.
Yeah, but that's just his mindset as a guy, though.
He's a bigger guy. He likes to.
I wanted to bring up was
the mindset.
This generation is soft.
Yeah, you gotta have a mindset. You can't sit there and think it'll just happen. You gotta make it happen.
Well, yeah. That's even at home.
Nobody has a mindset anymore.
No one has that mindset. I like to think I have that mindset.
Yeah. In this generation, though, everyone's so accustomed to just scrolling on their phone for hours, and they think they get stuff done, but really, in a real world, you gotta work hard.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it but to do it. You gotta work hard. And if you're not, then it's what are you doing? As a male, you gotta have a fire.
I feel
gotta have a fire inside.
I feel some of that's just the way society's turning. That's creating these weak mindsets. Because
all it is. Honestly, it's literally the government trying to separate everybody.
There's two sides to it though, because right now fitness is also one of the biggest things too. There's people trying to get into it, but that is also affecting them because they don't care to work for it. They just think it's gonna happen if they just join.
Yeah, there's more people that complain than actually do the work, though.
Yeah.
There's millions of people that complain like that. Now there's also millions of people that lift, but the point is, in today's society, it's better to be soft than it is to be a monster and just learn how to control it.
Yeah, think back 20 years.
20 years ago, 20 years ago, the male's testosterone was I was reading this one thing, it was 12% higher than what males are today.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It is.
12%, that's a high number for just 20 years. In the 80s, my paps, they were all fighters. They were all fighters. They would literally go and get in the fights. That's just how men were.
Or they were in the army.
They were warriors. They were great men. Now you look at kids today, it's
people get looked down upon just because they lift. No, I've seen people they just sit there and they're just they think someone's automatically a horrible person just because they think that they gotta lift. It's looked down upon in points.
Yeah, understandable, but it's not even in lifting. It's just in anything in life. You just gotta work hard at anything.
No. But what he's getting at is this is a personal story. I sat down at a table one time, and they asked me, they're oh, do you what do you do for fun? And I was oh, I do sports and I lift. And they stereotyped me. I'm hold on, you can't stereotype someone because they lift. Because like they were going there like, oh, you're just tunnel vision like you have a tunnel vision mindset. You don't think of anyone else. You don't think of this. Like, and they just started going on this rant on how I'm like selfish and all that. I'm like, just because I lift doesn't make me selfish. And like,
because you want to better yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that goes to the gym, they look in the mirror and they see the same person. They don't see the progress because they're in their body. They see out of their own eyes.
My argument with them was like, I'm out bettering myself. You don't have a voice of opinion when you're sitting at this table not doing anything, not even knowing a single thing involved with it.
Like, if you go to the gym and you talk to people, they're all there helping each other. It's like a community of help.
It's amazing.
But then if you look at it from the outside, people just assume everyone's there being selfish and not caring about anyone around you.
And like, if you actually go to a gym and like you don't know anybody there and like you ask for a spot, I guarantee you'll get like the amount of people you'll talk to and like build friendships with just at the gym alone.
Yeah, dude, me and Nate went on a beach trip.
Some of my best friends are just from the gym.
Yeah, me and Nate went on a beach trip and there was a guy there. First he sat there and he watched from a distance my older brother lifting. He was like cheering him on from a distance. Then he came over to help him out, gave him some tips, told him what he could do to like better it. And it was like, he was a great person. You wouldn't even know that from the outside. He was just this big dude you would expect to be.
He had his beats on, he had his straps on, and he was just lifting. He looked like, from the outside point of view, he almost would have looked like, hey, don't mess with me, I'm doing my lift. But like, that's not the reality. He came over and he's like, he started giving him pointers because he was trying to PR.
That's the thing. Like, there's some big guys, and like, dude, there's some scary dudes. And dude, as soon as you meet them, they're like the nicest guys ever. You just think, he's huge. Like, kind of scared of him.
If you scared to walk up to him to ask him for advice, he's doing his job right.
Yeah, literally, like if you're terrified of that person, like there's some big dudes out there that I look, I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk to him. And then after that, you talk to him, you're like, dude, that's like the nicest guy I've ever met. Like, they're like real, like down to earth.
The one thing that really bothers me about like people in their outside look and like how they see people in the gym is like the same people that get on you for going to the gym and get on you for quote unquote being selfish and like all that stuff are the same people that sit in their rooms, complain about life, complain about how they are in an unhealthy state, complain about how they feel lazy all the time, and complain how everyone is.
I just about to say that too. That's crazy you said that.
Yeah, like
all they do is complain, but they don't do nothing about it. Like, yeah, like if they don't like something about themselves, they'll just complain about it and complain, and they're not doing anything about it. Like,
I knew this girl. I'm not gonna mention names, but like we were just sitting there talking, hanging out one day, and she's like, I need to gain weight, but I also need to do it in a healthy way. I need to start working out. And I was like, okay, come join me, like that would be amazing. Like I want that like gym date type thing. And I told her that, and she's like, no, that's not my thing. I'd rather sit in bed and read a book, or like sit in bed and watch TikTok.
See, like when people say that, it just tells me like what type of person they are. Like, they're just lazy.
Yeah, they're lazy, and like they just
like, that's one thing where you only got one time you're here. No matter, we don't even know what's next. Got one time. Why would you sit here and complain about it?
Exactly.
This is a blessing. And wake up every day. Like, you get to wake up every day.
I even meal planned for her, and she didn't take it. Like, she didn't take it. I was like, why? And like, I don't know. People like that, in my opinion, they are their own biggest enemy. Like you can't do anything against that. It's just who they are. Like,
if you don't want to better yourself at the end of the day, you're just hurting yourself at that point.
Honestly,
at that point in
time. That same girl got on me every time I went to the gym with my friends.
That's another thing. Like, I'm a competitive person, so like when it comes to like lifting, I just want to be the best at it that I can be. And like, I don't know, when people just aren't like, it's not even gym either. It's just like in life in general.
Yeah,
like people aren't competitive.
Yeah, like it's like everybody lost it. Like,
it's like it ruins it for like you sometimes, because you're like fighting your hardest for it, and then everyone else is kind of just
lazy.
Yeah, they're just kind of sitting there.
It's crazy.
Once the competition's gone, it's just your want to be the best is just like not really there.
That's the thing. Like right now, though, like our generation, like bro, we can literally be the workhorses of this. Like everyone's so soft that like you can just outwork everybody.
Yeah, it's not hard to get recognition with stuff like that.
You just gotta work hard at anything.
Like, say, even like 6 years ago, I'll give the example of like me with track. So like people getting like into college for track was like a hard thing. Like you had to like work every day, go to the gym, like join club teams. I don't even have to join a club team, and I already get all these like coaches talking to me and stuff because there's no competition. No one cares. No one has a fight for it.
That's another thing. Like when I like look up to people, like obviously I look up to like my pops and stuff, but like when they talk about their childhood and like their prime of their life, like when they were in their 20s, it was so much different back then that everybody wanted to be. They wanted it so much more than everybody today, just because of these things, technology, phones. It like honestly ruined everything. Like yeah, it's nice to have.
Think back to like our granddads. Think of their influencers back then. You had Rocky, you had Arnold.
That's what I'm saying.
You had all these people, or like Rambo, like all these people that were big fighters, big
men. Like the perspective of men
was huge.
It was like, okay, well you're a man. You got to be
the biggest,
you got to be alpha,
the baddest,
the top dog. Like
yeah.
Now it's like,
and look at all those people. They were huge into working out. They were huge into fighting. And like look what generation came out of that. Like amazing people.
Like just crazy individuals.
Now look at who's influencing us now.
Today's age, yeah.
You guys think the new gym in the school could help with that? If people are allowed to go down during like homeroom and stuff and lift, do you think that's gonna help?
I think it's gonna help the select few people that want
to better themselves. 100%.
Like
I feel like I know in gym class, you know how there's fitness ed and
regular.
Yeah, I feel like fitness ed should be a part of regular too. Like I feel like it should be enforced at least one semester. Like they should have. Everyone should have to try it.
Like every Tuesday and Thursday or something.
I feel like it should be split up like that. Even if they just switch to a one gym class,
like once a week, even just get people into it.
And then
I don't think people realize how good it feels once you start. Like you get a nice pump, and then you look at yourself. It feels so much better than just looking at yourself just stagnant.
For a few days, and they look in the mirror and they're like, "Wow, I see nothing." And that's the thing, like, that's why most people quit, let's be honest. They look and they're like, wow, why am I doing this? I didn't even change. It's the consistency that changes you. Like, I didn't even notice how much I grew in a year, and then I'm looking at, like, photos, and I've grown, like, 20 solid pounds.
Yeah, for me, it's
for no reason, just for consistency, just being there every single day.
Yeah.
Like, when you're there every single day and you see, like, you're like, oh my, like, my arms are getting bigger or something like that. That's when the switch just flips and you're like, I'm doing this every day. This is my lifestyle now.
Yeah, for me, I started working out like 2 summers ago, and I was actually getting bigger. And I looked back at pictures after I stopped because I wasn't seeing anything. And I was bigger in just that short amount of time that I worked out than after whenever I quit. And that made me do it all over again. Like it was like I seen it. Like you got to give it time. You can't just expect results instantly.
I'm telling you, the newbie gains go crazy though.
Yeah, low key
crazy though. Yeah.
Yeah, like
10 pounds of muscle in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
First start out. That's another thing.
I wish it was that easy.
If you go as hard as you possibly can when you start out, that's when your testosterone spikes. Like that's when you need to be doing the most work. Is if you're like, oh, like at least start. You got to start and go hard.
Give yourself if you're going to start with a schedule, start it, give yourself a time that you have to go to before you just say, I'm done. I don't see any results. Give yourself that time.
Yes. Like at least a few weeks. Like a lot of people go for a week and they're like, oh, like I feel so much better. And then they quit. I don't understand. Like, we have so many quitters in this generation. It's
I don't understand. Like, if you love it so much, how do you quit so easily?
Take responsibility of yourself. Like, everyone says, oh, like, you get your job and stuff like this. People take responsibility. But they also complain like, oh, I have to go to work. I have to do this. I have to do that.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
If people switch their mindset, oh, I get to wake up today. I get to go to work. I get to make money. Like, their whole perspective on life would be different.
Yeah, like, if you look at it, like, I'm going to get this.
Like, oh, I got to get up at 8 because I got to go to work. Like, no, you get to go to work. You don't got to. You don't have to. You get to go to work.
Yeah, because if you don't
wake up every day and, like, let's be honest, we don't know how much time we have here.
No,
we have to
no
live
one
everything
does.
to the fullest, no matter what. Like, even tomorrow could be the last day, and, like, I won't be fulfilled because I hold myself to the highest standard. But the thing is, you just got to, each and every day, you got to have, like, that accountability that you just want to get better in life. Like, I take this as a video game. Like, dude, I'm trying to level up. Like, every year, I'm trying to level up. More levels than you, more levels than you. Like, I'm just that competitive.
Yeah, it's
person.
a fight.
Exactly, and like nobody has that anymore. And it's like sad. It's sad to look around.
I always tell people when they complain, like, I've told like one person this, but I've seen like multiple people do it. When they complain about getting up and going to work, when they complain about being committed to something, I'm like, go find someone who wishes they had your spot and switch with them and see how that is.
And not even that. If you complain like that, do something else. Do something. Even if you got to make the jump and you don't, you're like,
you don't know what's going to happen either way. Either way, you never know what's going to happen.
The time you're supposed to jump is the time like at the most risk. Like, if you think, oh, this is a terrible time to jump, that's exactly when you jump. Exactly when you jump. If you're gonna make an opportunity to make yourself happier, if you hate your job and you're like, I want a new job, but if I quit, I can't make money, I won't have a job. But if you have a plan and you're like, well, I want to start a YouTube channel. You
got to think of it as you never know what's going to happen either way. If you do what you like, it's going to be better than what you're doing already.
In the long run, because you're going to be more satisfied with yourself at the end of the day.
I saw the one quote that's like, a person like with two people with goals, someone who enjoys the goal more than the travels, and versus someone who enjoys the travels.
Yeah, enjoys the journey.
Enjoys the journey.
Yeah,
he'll make it so much further
because
the goals might be the same, but he enjoyed it more.
That's the thing. Like, when I go to the gym, like the fulfillment after the gym, especially when I lift at night. I love lifting at night. Because when I get out, there and it's like 10, 11, because my junior license expires at 11, but when it's 11 o'clock and like there's 2 cars in the parking lot, I'm the only one in the gym. You smell that air, dude, it's different.
I got home at like 9 last night.
It's like, you build that confidence. Like, as soon as you walk out of that gym and you smell that air, that confidence is right up here. Everyone else out here partying, it's all they're doing, partying. Just like, they have to take something to be something they want to be. Even people with steroids, they want to take something to be somebody else. Same thing with drinking. Same thing with everything nowadays.
Like with that quote about the journey, enjoying it, people, like, it's exactly what we were talking about before. People want the results of working out, but they don't want to work out. They don't want to work hard. The people that enjoy working out are going to get there, and they're going to be happy about it. They're not going to be upset.
But it's not just with working out. That's with life. Like, everything. Life, yeah.
If you enjoy
everything you do,
the little steps that it takes to get better each and every day, you will be better in the long run than the person that does it when they feel like doing it.
Like, nothing we said today has, like, it doesn't even have to do with working out. Everything we said today applies to real life.
Everything.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, when I started lifting, it made every aspect of my life better.
Yeah,
doing stuff, being like
even just a little boost of confidence it gives you helps you out so much.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even like,
but the self-discipline helps a lot.
That's what I'm saying. The self-discipline. If you hold yourself accountable, going to the gym 6 to 7 days a week, that's huge. Like, that's a huge part. If you say, I'm going to the gym 6 to 7 days a week and I'm going to eat right, I'm going to get my diet right, and I want to put on like 10, 20 pounds, like, in a span of time, and then you go and do it,
it's like a reward.
Exactly. That self-fulfillment, it's just like boosts all the endorphins and, like, especially my brain. I feel like I'm a king.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I feel like,
even like people that are injured and make excuses about it. Like me, I just have I have nerve issues in my left leg, and I have missed a decent amount of basketball so far. Except instead of just sitting there on the side of practice, like there's one person on our team, he has like a pretty bad leg right now. He got hurt, but he can't even like barely lift the bar anymore because once he got hurt in his leg, he completely stopped lifting. Like it was gone. Instead, like with me, instead of sitting there during like individual like work in practice, I went to the gym and I lifted during it and then came back for the team building part. Like there's people who just sit there and think, I'll just let this heal and leave everything else alone. Yeah. Like you gotta fight through, like it's like a setback in your life.
Fight through that adversity.
Like in life with like a job, if you don't enjoy it, something happens at your job, then you're just like done. People look at it as an end.
Not even that. You still have to show up every day if you want to or not. That's the thing about everybody. Everybody forgets, like, that's why everyone hates their job. They got to show up.
Yeah,
literally, and they don't want to. Like, that's not my fault. Like, you're the one that put yourself in that situation.
You put yourself into that spot. You got to even at least get yourself out of it instead of just ignoring it completely.
Exactly. And that's another thing, like, I'm going to bring it up. Perspectives on Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
His mindset.
It's different.
Personally, it is different, but some of the stuff he says is so true.
Like, I feel like his point of views are very 50-50. He has very good topics
for the internet,
but he does have very bad topics.
As a man, most of the stuff that he says about lifting, about like just being a man in general, and about being a workhorse.
It's true. That's
true.
What
that
you
is
need.
100% true. No matter, like, if you even listen to him and you're like, oh, I hate this guy, but then you listen to what he's saying, you're like, oh, that's
you need to
true.
hear it. It's like he's waking you up. He's like telling you you're wrong right now. Go do something about it.
You need to go like fight this fire under.
I feel like he's the only one in society that isn't caught up like the rest of us.
That's what I'm saying, and that's like. Everyone's trying to cancel him because he's making everyone
better.
Up. Yes,
like it's like people are like putting it down for some things he's done. It doesn't matter that he's talking about one thing and you won't even listen to that.
Easily.
Tyler Pasqualini to the nurse's office, please. Tyler Pasqualini to the nurse's office.
Swanson could cut that part out.
Yes,
but like back to him. Like I feel like the people that like hate on him, I don't care. Hate on the man. Hate who you want to.
I don't think I've seen anyone who has a good work ethic, like at least not see half of him as worth listening to.
Exactly.
It's the people that don't care to improve on anything that don't like him.
Yeah,
people don't do anything but form opinions.
I'm not gonna bring up names. But there's this kid that I posted an Andrew Tate thing, and he's like slid up on my story and was like, you know, Andrew Tate's such a bad guy and stuff like that in a big paragraph for no reason. And then,
he put more effort in that paragraph than into himself.
And then after that, like a few days ago, he posted on his story like what's life even living anymore? And when Andrew Tate talks, the amount of men's mental health he talks about, and like depression is just something you make up. Like maybe if he would actually listen to what he's saying, he would get something out of that. But since he's so like not even self-centered, he just like
he just follows the crowd.
Exactly. He doesn't want to be a leader. Doesn't want to be alpha, bro. Like,
he's just gonna let anything happen. That's why people have problems with their mental health. They don't care what, they're not doing anything about it. They just expect, like people go to the doctors, I'm depressed, and expect to get a pill to instantly help them. They don't work on it.
That's another thing wrong with society I really wanted to bring up today, but I don't know if you guys want to talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. Doctors, they don't care about you. They say they do, they don't.
It's for money. It's just another job
that gets them more money. Just because they say you're depressed and you need to take this. When really, in reality,
all it is gaining money for them. The more they prescribe you, the more they're making.
It is a major thing. But if
you could work on it without artificial stuff.
Every day, I'm not depressed, I'm going to do this. I'm not depressed, I'm going to do this. You're going to get up and do the thing. And then when you do the thing, you're going to be more self-fueled, that you're going to want to do more things. And it just makes you a better person. It makes you more happier. And then you will never be depressed again if you switch the way you look at life, at lifting, at everything in life. Like, like I said, you get to go to work, stuff like that. Not I have to go to work. That's a depressed person's mindset. I have to go to work. I have to do that. Like at an alpha male, like it's I get to go to work. Like stuff like that. It just
life's a gift, not a problem.
Exactly. You couldn't said it better.
All right. Something I want to talk about to wrap up this segment was what school's really been doing good for us, and I figured since we're on topic, let's talk about the new weight room. Do you guys like he said? Do you really think it's going to benefit us?
I think if people take advantage of it, it's going to benefit everyone.
Oh, 100%. I mean, especially, you guys been in the weight room. It is nice. I like that everything's more in the center, and there's like more, there's less talking, I think, because in the last weight room, I saw a lot of people talking.
People would sit there and just talk.
Yes, it was like more crowded. Now it's like more open.
You get to work.
Yeah, exactly. You get to work. You get to put like head down and work. And I like that there's 2 dumbbell racks because more people using dumbbells. Personally, that's my favorite lift.
Yeah, you get with all the stuff spaced out, you can't really have people standing there in groups not working. It's like everything's spaced out, so you get to go to your own area and you get to work. And if anyone's coming over there, it's most likely going to be like, can you show me what this is?
Exactly, yeah. And I enjoy weight room and how everything's in the middle and then all the other machines are on the outside. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
I think when you're in there, especially as a gym person, you appreciate the gym. You're gonna get a better workout because you appreciate the gym. If a gym's messy and you walk in, you're already in a bad mood. You know what I'm saying?
The school definitely it's gonna help.
It's definitely gonna
every
improve
future class.
Oh, easily. That's the thing. We're seniors this year, guys. Like this is the last year.
We've seen the improvement of the school.
Imagine being like a freshman right now. You see that weight room.
Yeah, everything's gonna just get better and better.
That'd be amazing.
Like from whenever we were in 9th grade and stuff, you remember all those fights and stuff that people had. Since everything's like cleared up and the schools got better, like they've invested into the students a little bit more.
Oh, easy.
They've made everything better. It's just going to be better for the later classes if they take advantage of it.
Exactly. You said it perfect. If they take advantage of it, like that's the thing. It's lower class. Man, nobody wants to work, man. Nobody wants to work.
The school's investing in the students. The students just got to put something back into it.
Exactly. And there's only a select few, man. It's sad in today's society, but that's just how that works now.
Yeah.
Too many kids scrolling on their phones.
But there is still hope.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. That's probably going to be the end of this segment. Thanks for tuning in on the Hawks cast. We'll try to get a part 2 on the same topic another time. All right. See you, boys.